The other person is simply to interrupt fairly regularly, because people can go on and it gets lost, but interrupt and say, let me see if I got you. Now this is a step above, well, I think what I hear you say is, because the emphasis here is, did I get you? Everybody yearns to have somebody who gets the you that's underneath all that's happened, all that's being said. More importantly, all that's being unsaid. Although you have to go slow, because if you start imagining what's being said, you may miss the person. And they may not recognize the self that you're getting and what you feed back to them. So Harbaugh always has them say, did I get you? At the end. Well, it's kind of important that you ask that, because much of the time we don't get what the other is saying. There's some research that people were strangers and friends or partners were facing away, and they were trained to say, asked to say things that could be ambiguous in different tones of voice, like, what are you doing? Well, now I can have a lot, what are you doing? What are you doing? All of that. Friends were not that much better at getting what the tone of voice that the other person was trying to convey. So let me invite you, if you're going to deepen your friendships, to assume you don't always get what the other is saying. Be humble. Let yourself be wrong. I was humbled. Was at a different workshop than I was with Harbaugh Hendricks, and there I was playing this game, and I'm the great listener, I'm the therapist. Well, my dear wife was quite convinced that was missing her in several places, key places. So that's something that is important to understand, that we have schemas. The brain is a future prediction machine. If you go around a mountain path and a mountain lion jumps you, you go around a turn and he jumps you. Lion falls off the cliff and you survive barely with your life. Your brain is going to work pretty hard for you not to go around that event. You're not going to go around that cliff again. Even though you know that they've had helicopters and they've researched all the mountain, there are no more mountain lions, your brain will have a lot of trouble getting you around. And it's the difference between the amygdala, which is the reactive feeling part, the part that isn't interrupted by thinking, but the part of us that runs when we see a snake, is very, very often the person in charge in relationships once we've slipped into something that gets us upset. But we have, as a future prediction machine, we know exactly what we think somebody's going to say. We build a schema of what you're like. I know what you're like, and you are. The only problem is, A, the person may have changed. B, the person may absolutely not be on that track at all. C, you may be knowing what the person's like because they remind you of a parent that was just like that, and you can assume that all men are going to be like your father. So, in building your relationships with people, drop down, find out whether you're getting the